to win the Pac-10 title and earn the first automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. To Arizona, this is the kind of night it was. Off the opening tip-off, Chris Mills gets it, couple of dribbles, and a three. And Arizona would never trail. The versatile Mills, the outside and inside game, seems like he's been in school forever, but he's playing like a veteran. Had 26 points on the night. Then Khalid Reeves, the guard, takes over, slashing down the lane for the hoop. After he went to class on Thursday, he didn't take his normal pregame nap. He played video games, and he ran up big numbers on Oregon State, a career-high 31 points. As Arizona wins by 11, wins the Pac-10 title because the worst they can do is 13-5. Cincinnati and Marquette, you see the defensive numbers in the nation. That's how good they are. And the defense is frustrating both offenses. Allen Jackson the miss. Nick Van Exel was 1 of 10 in the first half. Bob Huggins' team down 5 at the break. Not much better for Marquette. William Gates blows the layup. Freshman Ronnie Eford clangs a 3, and Damon Key can't tip it home. Kevin O'Neal's team shot just 37%. But Eford did get hot. The freshman hits a 3, a career-high 21. But then the clamping defense of Cincinnati turns it up. Terrence Gibson the steal to Nick Van Exel. The Bearcats cut the lead to 1. This game was tied with 5 minutes left, and the veteran Cincinnati team does the job. Gibson with a 3. The Bearcats pull away late to win 66-57. Van Exel finishes with 20-17 in the second half in front of the largest crowd in Marquette. Coach Gene Cady was not happy. The many faces of Gene and the hair of Gene during the game, they take it out on chairs, those coaches in the Big Ten. His team was out-rebounded and outshot, but Matt Painter hits a 3, and the game is tied at 53. Now Lou Henson's upset, going to OT. In OT, Deion Thomas on the box ties the game at 61. But it's Painter again, the pass to Ian Steinbach, the hoop. Looks like Purdue's going to win. 4 ticks left. Here comes Andy Kaufman driving. He gets fouled, nearly hits the layup, and then the free throw would have won. But he hits both free throws, ties the game. Another overtime, and Gene is still miffed, and he'd be even more miffed after the second OT. Great move by Kaufman. And Illinois pulls away in the second overtime. It's a long trip back to West Lafayette for Gene. His team loses by 8. Kaufman had 12 of his 20 in both overtime.
UNLV had not lost back-to-back games in more than a year. At the Thomas and Mack Center, J.R. Ryder stole the show.
J.R. Ryder from three-point range. Certainly has gotten quiet in here. J.R. Ryder gives him something to cheer about.
A career-high 44 points for J.R. Ryder, who came in averaging 28 points a game, 4th in the nation in scoring. He made 16 of 22 shots. The rest of the team, 16 of 43 shots, as the Runnin' Rebels knock off the Wolfpack 100-93. The senior guard forward was outstanding. Number earlier in the year had 40 against Georgetown. He leads UNLV to the win. Rod Brown, by the way, scoring 21 for the Wolfpack before fouling out. Is Jim Herrick's job as head coach? Well, keep an eye on this game because it was thumbs down for UCLA. Petrusko loses it. Bert Harris goes from one end to the other for Southern Cal, and the Trojans take a 10-point lead. UCLA beat this team by 10 earlier in the season. Harris to Lorenzo Orr. In traffic, he was a double figures. John Wooden looking over his shoulder, but maybe Herrick should be. USC, a 72-62 winner. Rodney Chapman had 30. Jason Kidd missing the 3, but look at how he stays in the play. Benny Seltzer controls the rebound. Kidd takes it away and lays it in. Still in the first half. Steal by Gerard Haas. He saves the ball behind his back, and Kidd goes in for two more. The Golden Bears leading by 9, and then Kidd the assist to Lamont Murray, who had 21 points and 11 rebounds. And Cal wins at 76-67. Mark Hendrickson outscored Kidd 10.
Would be nice to be number 1. Seminoles had other ideas. Sam Cassell, the big block on George Lynch, then takes it all the way for the bucket in traffic. Cassell had 18. Knowles looking good. Cassell finds Douglas Edwards to Dobard for the slam. Stayed up by 1. Heels playing well also. Brian Reese and Eric Montross with a perfect give and go. We're tied at 33 at the half. Bob Sura stepping in front of the pass. He goes coast to coast. Sura had 14. Deansbund shot 60% in the second half. Reese leading the way with 18 of his game-high 25 in that second half. George Lynch then, it was his turn to do the spinning one-hander. Lynch had 16. Heels on a 15-2 run. They spread it out. Derek Phillips penetrating, then dumps it off for Montross for the exclamation. Heels win by 10. Lack of threes just killed the Noles. They hit just 3 of 21. Clem Haskins fired up. He got his Gophers going, too. Vashawn Leonard, 2 of his game-high 22. Gophers up by 6. Bobby Knight up in arms over the officiating, tied at 39 in the half. Second half, Hoosiers, though, take it over. 11-0 run. They go on. Calvert Cheney knocks down the three. He had 15. Indiana continuing to dominate. Ariel McDonald, the brick. Damon Bailey with a rebound, kicks it the other way out to Greg Graham, taking it all the way for the jam. Hoosiers up by 17. Then it's Graham with a nice bounce pass to Nover. Hoosiers win this one by 11. Bobby Knight gave the credit for the win to Minnesota Governor Orrin Carlson. Kentucky out and running, and the monster leading the charge. He had 22 on this night. Time running out, game tied at 78-4 to Roderick Rhodes, who hits the J, a big one. Kentucky led by 2. 1.4 seconds left now. Rick Pitino does put a defender on the inbounds passer, but Mark Hutton still gets the pass to Wesley Person, who nearly hits the game winner. Kentucky survives with an 80-78 win. Then it was the post-game tribute for Jamal Mashburn. Gave a chance for Mashburn's teammates and fans to say, thanks, Mashburn will be turning pro next year. Auburn's Wesley Person almost spoiled the Childress leading the break, dishes to Rutgers. Wake Forest by 5 early in the second half. Virginia stayed close. Corey Alexander driving into the lane, 2 of his 17. Tied at 51 we are. The Deacons turn to Mr. Rogers. Why not? The ACC leading scorer draining the 3. He had 24. Wake by 4. 15 seconds left. Wake by 2. Virginia with about a zillion chances to tie up this game. Alexander misses it. Jason Williford, no good. Jeffries, no good. It's tipped around a bit. Then one last shot at the buzzer, no good. So Wake survives the dismal finish for Virginia. Topped off a game where they shot just 33%. Wake Forest escaped.
Northwestern playing in West Lafayette, where it has already been a rough week for Gene Cady. They lost that double overtime game against Illinois. Northwestern leading in the first half. Dion Lee on the break, and the Wildcats up by 5. Then a 38-all tie. Second half, Glenn Robinson fires up the 3. Purdue had its first lead of the game at 41-38. Northwestern leading by 2 late second half. Robinson going to get the 2 and tie it at 54. Northwestern with Kip Kirkpatrick hitting the 3. Take a 3-point lead with 1:30 to play. Robinson at the line. Purdue within 2. He misses 1 of 2, so they're down 1. Then Northwestern up 3. Purdue needs the 3-ball to tie, and Matt Painter cannot get it to go. He misses the upset there, and they try to carry off Bill Foster. Robinson finished with 29 points. Purdue 6-8 in the conference, 15-8 overall. Northwestern, first half, Anthony Hardaway on the break, lays it in, had only 7 points in the first half. The big game came from Billy Smith for the Tigers. He scored 26, and this helps Memphis State up to a 10-point lead. Tony Miller, a 3-pointer, end of the first half, and yes, it did count, Larry Finch. Yes, it did. Hardaway keeps the ball inbounds here and hits the 3. He had 18, and the Tigers pull off the upset as Hardaway finished with the 18 and 8 rebounds. The Tigers gained sole possession of second place. Nick Van Exel out to shoot down UAB. He throws up the 3 off the cushion and helps Cincinnati to a 12-point lead. Second half, look at this move by Van Exel with the foul. He had a game-high 33. Cincinnati, a 1-point lead. Robert Shannon leading the Blazers back. 29 points for him, and this gives UAB a 59-58 advantage. Minutes later, the Blazers needed Frank Haywood to put it away, and Gene Bartow gets the upset, 67-60. UAB made 25 of 32 free throws. Van Exel, the only Bearcat in double figures. Billy McCaffrey scoring 17. Vandy made 10 three-pointers and held Mississippi State to just 39 points in their win. In Lawrence, Kansas, the Jayhawks had a tough one over the Buffaloes. It didn't look like the best against the worst of the Big Eight. Steve Woodbury, 18 points off the bench.
J.R. Ryder coming off a big game, 43 points against Nevada. First half, more Ryder as he flies. 15 he scored in the first half. J.R. keeps on coming, this time from outside the 3. Rebels lead by 10. Ryder had some help. Dexter Boney, the miss, but Everett Gray is there for the big jam. Then it's J.R. doing his stuff again. He is just awesome to watch. Watch him here. The big jam. Ryder finished with 36 in his last game at home. Ryder hoping his storm front will continue against New Mexico State here on Big Monday. The second half, Donyell Marshall with a big slam. UConn by 7, but the Pirates go on a 19-zip run, take the game away. Jerry Walker muscling inside for 2. Then Terry DeHare, what a stretch he's on. Drives for the basket and foul. He at 21. Seton Hall wins it 82-74. Tulane and Louisville, Perry Clark's team never in this game. Troy Smith, the feed to Rozier for the lay-in. Then Dwayne Morton to Smith for 2. Smith, a career-high 21. Cardinals roll. Michigan State visiting Iowa. A.C. Earl, one of his 7 blocks on the day. Second half, Sean Respert the miss, but Anthony Miller is there for the slam. Michigan State by 7. Final 10 seconds now. Iowa's Wade Lookingbill hitting the J with 3 seconds left, giving Iowa the victory. UMass at West Virginia, all Mountaineers. Check this out, Tracy Shelton. The pass off the backboard, PG Green deflects it into the hoop. What a play, it's worth another look. Shelton off the backboard, deflecting it. West Virginia crushes UMass, 79-54. Cal at Washington, 2 seconds left. Cal down by 1. Lamont Murray says, what the heck? The game-winning bucket. Coach Todd Bozeman, a happy guy because the Cal Bears still have a shot at the NCAA tournament. Now, here is the rest of the top 25.
That season-ending tournament, Ohio State coach Randy Ayers knew a win over Michigan and Indiana in the same week would go a long way in determining their postseason plans. A long afternoon for this guy, and it doesn't happen often. Weber getting double-teamed. Greg Simpson collapses to create the double-team. Weber kicks it back out. Jimmy King was not hitting this shot. And then watch Lawrence Funderburk, even has his own name on the floor. Getting position, Funderburk does the good job of fronting Weber. Michigan can't get him the ball. Weber held scoreless in the first half. Ohio State led by 5 at the break. And then Rob Pelinka. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. The Wolverines lead by 2. OSU kept it close. Funderburk inside. Buckeyes down by 1. Michigan tries to pull away. Jimmy King hit 2 shots like this. 2 big rainbows. The Wolverines by 5. They lead by 3 with 1:03 to go. Randy Ayers, they go inside to Funderburk, and the iron unkind. Michigan wins it 66-64. OSU had to foul late in the game. And your final, a 2-point margin for the Wolverines. Juwan Howard, 18 points. Bobby Hurley honored in pregame ceremonies. His mom on hand. The jersey will be retired after the game. Reed had been naked. Hurley to Antonio Lang, and it counts. UCLA hangs tough, though. Tyus Edney to Sean Tarver. Duke by 4 at the break. Second half, more Bruins. Tarver, Ed O'Bannon. UCLA led it by 1, but Hurley brings Duke back. The bullet pass to Thomas Hill. 15 assists, and then the phrase that pays. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Hurley, 19 points. And Hurley gets a congratulations from Coach K. Duke gets a W, 78-67. Duke has now won 80 straight at Cameron Indoor against non-conference. Nailed by Joey Brown. This was an ugly game. Parental guidance suggested that was Jean-Jacques bricking it. Jean-Jacques with the air ball. Dwayne Spencer loses control. For Pitt, Jerry McCullough to Antigua. No. Chris McNeil, brick. Thanks to the ESPN band. McNeil air ball. Antoine Jones sandwiched by Spencer and Jean-Jacques. And then the Hoyas down by 3. Final seconds, the ugly inbounds pass. Pitt wins it. Yep, John, it wasn't pretty. 51-48. The Panthers ending a 3-game losing streak.
On to win all the Georgia Tech NC State games in a season. State and Kevin Thompson having lost to Tech in January, hoping to break the streak of sweeps on the occasion of Thompson's last home game. With the folks in the house, Kevin can't finish the oop, the alley oops. But check this out, a little farewell gift from the refs. He's out of bounds, but count the basket anyway. State by a dozen. And then the senior with the sharp toss to Mark Lewis. A basket, a foul, at a 13-point margin over Tech. And the Wolfpack breezes from there. But Keistra McCullough on the way to 19 points to match Thompson's 18-point, 16-board performance. And Thompson says see you to Raleigh with the 8-point upset of the Jackets, who never recovered after the center. Malcolm Mackey picked up his 4th foul. Badger was in motion all the rest of the time, hypnotizing the visiting Illini. And then Michael Finley. Bang. Still, Illinois led by 6 at the half with Rennie Clemens goosing the lead, and off the steal, spinning the move. And now no evasion. Clemens goes down Broadway, draws the foul easily. But the Badgers continue to edge closer and closer, and in the final seconds, it's our man Finley. One more time. This and 9 of 10 from the charity stripe down the stretch, and this is Wisconsin's game. Stu Jackson's Badgers are now 7-7 and in 5th in the Big Ten. They are still alive for a tournament berth. Happy. Well, his Colonials hadn't scored for 7 minutes until it's Dirk Searles from way downtown. A 10-zip run, 8 points by Dirk. Rutgers by 4 at the half and make it 3 in the second half. Sonny Holland tunes in and tunes up. Mostly it's Alvin, don't call me Jimmy Pearsall from way downtown. Bang. GW on a 21-2 run. Pearsall 14. That one isn't over there. Mark Redden for the Scarlet Knights. 33 seconds left. They're down by 1. And then Redden throws the ball away in embarrassment. Mark Redden's. Colonials win, move up into a tie for second in the Atlantic 10. Rutgers sinks to thing but threes. Quincy Dawkins from way downtown. Bang. It's a Johnny Most fan's dream. Sean Clifton from way downtown. Bang. They spent the whole day in Deepville. Dawkins again on the way to 35 points. He hit 9 3-pointers. Clifton made 6 of 7 from Deepville. And Newell's team breaks the NCAA single game record. They made 23 3-pointers